welcome guys to the Aries full moon live reading. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes here, well not a couple of minutes, but a couple seconds here and see if some people jump on. Hello, hi, welcome. And I'm going to try something new here. I want to see if there's a way for me to open this up on my computer. So not only I can see it where I'm filming here. Aha, here we go. Okay, that way I can see the comments better. So, yeah, how are you doing? Let me know. And then we're gonna jump into the reading here. We're gonna pull some cards. Okay, good. There we go. Now I can see it much better. Okay, so the Aries full moon is today, obviously, the 20th. And it's been a little bit of a build-up to this full moon. It's been quite intense, to say the least. How are you guys feeling right now? Let me know, comment. Let's get some interaction going here. Oh, look at that. We have Aries in the middle of the deck. I love that. So a few more people are jumping on now. Welcome guys to the Aries full moon live reading. We're going to pull some cards and we're going to do some energy work here. For those of you who are live now at the moment, we're also going to be doing some card pulls and some energy check-ins for you guys as well at the end of the general reading for the collective. So stick around to the end if you guys would like to have a card pulled for you, or if you'd like me to tap into your energy and see what's going on at soul level for you in just a very sort of brief type of way. I do offer full services if you guys are looking for a more in-depth one-on-one healing, reading, karmic clearing, etc. All of the information is in the description box below this video. So welcome to the Aries full moon. It has been intense, to say the least. Aries is a fire sign, so it's bringing up a lot of, I want to say passion, but the other side of passion is aggression. So there has been a lot of sort of aggressive energy boiling below the surface, especially since there's some harsh Mars and Pluto aspects going on with this as well. Keep in mind, I'm not an astrologer by trade. I am a tarot reader, a Reiki master, and an Akashic reader. Those are my specialties. However, I do love astrology. So I'm so excited that you guys are here. Hello, Journey of Love, Enrique 1111. I'm seeing the comments now on the screen in front of me, so I've got it set up this time so I can actually really see those comments and interact with you guys in a nice way. So let's go ahead and jump into the reading. Let's see what energy is coming up for the full moon in Aries, which was tonight. And last night. It sort of peaks around that time. So hi Rebecca from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Wow, I'm all the way up in Canada. So the Great White North. Although it's raining here, it's not snowing yet, thank God. So before I pull a card, I wanted to mention that the one word that I've been getting as we've built up to this full moon is the word courage. So every time that Spirit has channeled information through me for you guys, they repeat words over and over and over again. So the word that they've been repeating leading up to this full moon and this reading that we're doing today is the word courage. So this is bringing up a very warrior-like spirit within us. Hi, SF Bay Area. Is that San Francisco, Journey of Love? San Francisco, I think, SF. Correct me if I'm wrong. So courage is something that we are working with very intimately through this full moon. It's a warrior type of energy. That Mars energy is the warrior. Yes, okay, thank you. And this is a lot of intensity that we can use whichever way we want to use it, right? Energy is neutral. It's how we choose to interact with it. There's lower vibrational and there's higher vibrational expressions of every single energy. And that's no exception here with Mars and the lunar energy that is being channeled into that Aries fire. So, hey, Savannah. If you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my computer here. I've got open so I can see the comments so they don't keep fading off the screen because I film on my phone. So this is a very intense time. We get to choose how we work with this energy. It can either come up through aggression, confrontation. I've made a couple of posts about that on my Instagram. If you guys don't follow me there, I post lots of fun memes and full moon content and other just random thoughts that I have. So check that out. Or we can choose to interact with this energy in the form of courage, to face our fears, to take action. This full moon feels a lot more like a new moon. And it's funny because the last couple of new moon readings that I've done, I said they felt more like full moons. So it's funny that we kind of have this energy switch up going on. And even though it's a full moon where everything's coming to this culmination point, which usually symbolizes releasing, letting go, endings, that kind of thing, this full moon feels much more like a new beginning because there's a lot of planets that have gone direct recently. And so this is giving us an opportunity to start stepping up and taking action, especially with Mars and Aries being the predominant energies here. This is all about taking action, getting creative, stepping forward, making moves, that kind of thing. And I personally have been feeling this energy come through as a lot of creativity, a little bit of anger and aggression, mostly creativity. And if I can channel that into my creative pursuits, it really helps to kind of lessen some of that restlessness and that anxiety that can come along with this high propensity of energy. Yeah, so let's go ahead and pull some cards for the collective. This is a, collective energy reading. So just take what resonates. We have the Fool card starting us off here. We have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is that fire energy. Yep, for sure. Definitely Aries coming through, and new beginnings. Like I was saying, remember, it's like it's a full moon, but it's a new beginning type of energy. And then that Page of Wands is that fire. It's that go-getter. It's that let's start something new. Let's take on new projects. Let's get creative. Let's explore. That's that Page of Wands energy. So I love when the cards just kind of confirm what it is that I'm saying. And thank you so much, guys, for liking the video. That really helps me out to, what was the word I'm looking for here? Promote. Thank you. Promote my work here on YouTube. I love to do this. So thank you for helping me do it. All right. So we also have the Ace of Swords, the Nine of Wands reversed, the Nine of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So lots of fire here. We'll keep pulling, but I'm going to talk about these first. So the Ace of Wands, Swords, Ace of Swords. This is a new insight coming in, justice, clarity, things coming to light. And with all of the planets that have recently gone direct, again, I'm not an astrologer, but Mercury for sure. I think Jupiter, maybe Pluto. You guys, if you guys know about astrology, let us know in the comments there, because I look into it, but my retention level is not that great for that kind of thing. So Ace of Swords, this is being able to have some kind of clarity. This could be new messages coming in, information coming in. We're seeing things in a new light where we didn't necessarily see them as accurately as we could have in the past. So we're gaining a lot more clarity here in terms of where we want to go, what we want to do, and how we're going to go about doing that when it comes to this sort of new beginning energy. Now, the thing here is that we have the Nine of Wands reversed. So again, this is the wounded warrior, right? The wounded warrior is someone who's been through many battles. They've seen much hardship. They have wounds to show. They have scars from going through those experiences. They've overcome them. Yes, they're still standing. However, sometimes the wounds or the scars can remain, and those will impact how that warrior chooses to move forward after that point. Now, the great thing about the Nine of Wands is that there's only one wand left to go to get to that 10, which is the culmination of that cycle. And then you're back to the Ace of Wands where you're starting new projects again. So we're right kind of at the end there. Now, the thing is, it's coming up in reverse. So yes, this is kind of a culmination point, but it's also an opportunity to kind of step forward into something new without letting some of those wounds from the past hold you back. It's instead asking you to really step into your inner warrior, your inner courage, to find that strength within you, to really move forward and to create anything you want. Anything you want. This energy is not set in stone. This energy is malleable and we can work with it how we want to. So whatever you choose to create, your wishes will come to fruition. We have the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. This is the culmination of our emotional fulfillment. So whatever it is that you're seeking to create or to experience going forward from this full moon, you can do that. It's just asking you to step into the fear a little bit, not step into it in the essence of allowing it to control you and consume you, but rather to step into the fear and allow that fear to fuel you, allow that fear to inspire you, to motivate you. And I know that that sounds kind of weird. How can we allow fear to motivate us? Well, if you're not scared, then you're not making any changes. You're sitting in your comfort zone. And this moon is asking us to get right out of our comfort zone. The Knight of Wands is a very fast-moving, fiery, passionate, sometimes aggressive energy. This summarizes this energy of the moon that we're in right now. So this Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands, lots of fire energy to represent exactly what we're experiencing right now. Now that fear can help to fuel you. That fear can help to create a need for change, a need for action, a need for expression of your creativity, because fear can hold you back or it can be a motivator. So again, every single energy has 2 different polarities, 2 different expressions, and we get to choose which expression that energy takes, which form we choose to channel it through us. So let's grab a few more cards, and then I want to grab some oracle cards to kind of see what else the universe would like us to know for this full moon in Aries. Okay, what else is going on energetically? 6 of Swords. I've seen this a lot coming out in the collective lately. I watch a lot of YouTube videos of other readers and things like that because that's just what I enjoy. It brings me joy to watch tarot readings. That's why I like to do them as well. The 6 of Swords has been coming up a lot in every channel that I watch, and I watch a lot of them. So this 6 of Swords energy is prevalent. This is very palpable right here with that alliteration and the P words. This is precipitous. Okay, I'll stop now. So this 6 of Swords is moving us into calmer waters, clearer trajectory in terms of the mental clarity, and it's coming out right underneath that Ace of Swords. So this is, yeah, we're gaining a lot of clarity. Mercury has gone direct, so things that we weren't necessarily seeing clearly, or things that we had to go back and review, allowed us to get more clarity. And now that it's direct, we can actually start to take action on that. We can start to use what we learned through that to be able to move forward. So this movement can be physical, literal, tangible, or it can be metaphorical or in the mental and emotional realm. It can be any and all of these. So, you know, take it how it resonates for you. But the 6 of Swords is really encouraging us to, again, step out of that comfort zone. And sometimes our comfort zone is not pleasant. So we think it's comforting, but it's really not. It's just what we've grown accustomed to. I've seen so many people get stuck in jobs that they hate, and they're scared to kind of take that leap of faith, which is the Fool card, take that leap of faith into something different, because even though it's not exactly where they want to be, it's not enjoyable to them, or it's even draining and exhausting them, it's still more comfortable than taking that big leap of faith and doing something completely unknown. Somebody once said to me, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. And I think that that pretty much just summarizes what I'm saying. I don't believe that. Let me just clarify. I do not believe that that is true, because creating change is what allows you to learn. It's what allows you to grow. And even if you stumble, even if you make a mistake, even if you fail, you're still growing, you're still learning, you're still progressing. It's only when you stay still, it's only when you allow yourself to be comfortable in your own disempowerment that things become an issue. So that's the only failure is the failure to try. Let's grab another card here to see what else is coming up for the full moon. Oh, we have 2 more. Money cards. Okay, so we have the 2 of Pentacles reversed and the Seven of Pentacles. So this is an indication that we're a little bit trying to keep balance to our finances right now. Some people could be having struggles with balancing home life, work life, emotional health, mental health, physical health, all of these different kind of plates that we're juggling and things that we're trying to keep in balance. And this Seven of Pentacles is asking us to maybe just take a step back a little bit. It's like sometimes we try so hard that we expend all this energy that we don't necessarily need to. So the Seven of Pentacles is saying, trust this process. Know that all that you are putting into this will bear fruit. All of the energy that you've invested, all of the time, all of the effort, all of the action. And now it's about kind of trusting that that's going to prove beneficial, that that's going to result in something long term. I want to get a clarifier on this Nine of Cups energy. Oh, wow. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. To clarify the Nine of Cups, we got the Ten of Swords. This is quite an intense energy, guys. The Ten of Swords is like complete overwhelm, done, last straw. This is like the straw that broke the camel's back. And it's interesting that they're bringing this up because as I was blow drying my hair today and preparing for this reading, I was kind of having this realization that this Aries full moon is bringing a lot of that to the surface within our individual lives and within the collective. It's almost like the straw that broke the camel's back, the last straw, the final sort of thing that sets everything else off. You know, it's not really that thing. It's been building up for a long time. And that thing just happens to be the catalyst that kind of everything falls apart, or you explode, or, you know, something happens as a result of that. And so this is kind of what that Ten of Swords energy is making me connect to. It's this need to allow this process to occur. Sometimes we resist kind of getting to this point. We resist having to get to that point because it's uncomfortable, because we have to endure the result of the breakdown that can come with that. But the Nine of Cups is here saying, hey, guess what? With the breakdown comes new emotional fulfillment, contentment, a new comfort zone that will be a lot more comfortable than the one that you were in previously. I mean, look at the difference here. If this is the old comfort zone and this is the new comfort zone, which one do you want to be in? Which one? I know which one I want to be in. I don't want to be in this one. So this is where our courage really comes into play. This is where our action really needs to kind of match what it is that we want to experience in our life and what we want to see more of. So what is that for you? Let me know. For me, I'm taking action in terms of showing up more on YouTube for you guys because I took a long hiatus there. And partially it was a recovery for me, but it was also partially because I was in fear and allowing that fear to control and restrict me. And now I'm using that fear to fuel me. Am I still scared? Yes. But am I doing it? Yes. And I hope that you guys can use that as an example, right? Use me as an example for what you can do as well. If you see somebody else doing something you want to do, that's an indication that you're aligning with that energy, that you're ready to embody that. And it's just going to take a couple of tweaks to be able to get there. And so I see other people doing it and it inspires me to create more confidence in myself, in expressing my gifts. Exactly. Yes, Savannah, right on. So this is the time to be able to use that inspiration to fuel you, to have courage to create change. So I want to get a clarifier on the Six of Swords, kind of like where are we going or what are we leaving behind? Okay, we have the Strength card and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this is an interesting energy. The Nine of Pentacles is, in my view, a very luxurious, resplendent, very independent and successfully abundant card. The Nine of Pentacles is stopping to smell the roses, enjoying what you've created, kind of sitting back a little bit on your laurels because you've worked hard to get where you are. The Strength card is the inner strength, the grace to be able to endure some of the more challenging experiences of physical life and being incarnated into this world that we're in. You know, we have bodies, it's not always easy. We have emotions, those are not simple to navigate. But we have the inner grace to allow us to transition or to move through those, or even to alchemize those emotions and experiences into wisdom, into growth, into power. Now, the fact that these two are reversed, and the fact that they're clarifying the Six of Swords in where we're moving to, this kind of says to me that we're moving out of a time of complacency. We're moving out of a collective and individual experience of being okay with the status quo, being okay with the comfort zone, because this comfort zone is no longer comfortable. That's what I've been saying so far in this reading, and this is really kind of clinching it for me. This comfort zone is no longer comfortable, and so it's important that we have that inner strength. Now, the Strength card in reverse does not mean weakness. I want to clarify that, because I'm not reading this in just the literal reversal of strength being weakness. This to me indicates internal strength. It's not strength of force that you can exert outside of you, although Aries does want to do that, Mars does want to do that, but we are being called to kind of channel that more inwardly, to connect to that inner strength. And what is inner strength? Well, it is sometimes stubbornness, the unwillingness to kind of to let things go, or the unwillingness to kind of stop even when things seem constricting or limiting to you. It's like, no, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. I know that I can do this. It's having confidence in yourself. And I'm seeing a lot of yellow cards here as well. We've got blue, yellow, and gray are the predominant colors in this reading so far. Yellow is connected to the solar plexus chakra and connecting to your own confidence, your sense of purpose, your personal goals, and being able to move towards those personal goals to boost your confidence, to build more confidence, more self-trust, that kind of thing. So I feel that this full moon is kind of testing us a little bit. It's testing us to find where we've been kind of undercutting ourselves, or where we've been holding ourselves back, or where we have not necessarily seen things clearly. Self-awareness is also an aspect of the solar plexus when it's in its healthy state. It's a healthy ego that allows us to kind of observe the ego itself. So it's allowing us to have that self-awareness that, again, allows us to have that clarity of thought and mind, to be able to see things, to be able to, you know, have a clear awareness of who we are, what we want, and how we're going to make that happen. So the other aspect here is we have a lot of blue cards, and the blue cards are connected to the throat chakra. So the throat chakra is self-expression, authenticity, speaking your truth, communication in all forms, and being in alignment with your own integrity, feeling safe to express who you are, feeling safe to show up and really just be you in your fullest expression, right? Hello, Fatin Farah, I hope I'm saying that right, from Tunisia. Wow, that is awesome. Hello from Canada. So this is basically what I'm getting for this full moon in Aries, and we're going to pull some oracle cards on this to clarify or to get more information. But this is essentially the energy I'm picking up on. So let's see what the Monology oracle deck has, because I love to use this for the moon cycles. As you guys know, you've probably seen me use this several times if you are not new to the channel. So let's see what the Monology deck has for us today. Okay, yeah, so literally, what was I just saying? Communication. I was talking about the throat chakra, and I know that there's some kind of an aspect to Gemini going on here with this full moon. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I do remember hearing something about Gemini being an influence in this cycle. So we do have an aspect of communication that's coming up. And this is the new moon in Gemini energy. I love that. So this is confirming what I was saying. There is a need for communication. This can show up as confrontation, aggression, fights, disagreements, or it can show up as assertive boundary setting, communication, authentic expression, creative expression. You know, that's the two polarities of this energy. And again, we get to choose which side we fall on. We next have your dreams need a practical plan, which is the full moon in Taurus energy. So this is implementation. How can we plan to implement what we are channeling energetically through this full moon? So you might get a lot of inspiration around this time. So tune into that. If you're feeling restless or anxious, that's usually an indication that there's something that wants to be created from you, either through physical movement, like going for a run, exercising, training, having sex, like any of the physical acts that allow you to express energy. But it can also be through creativity, doing something with your hands or with your mind to express some of that energy. Like for me, it's creating videos and, you know, working with the cards and channeling my own energy and getting inspiration and creating content. That's what it is for me. So what is it for you? And how can you create a plan around this? What do you want to create more of in the future to be able to move forward? Next we have, ooh, yes, I love this. The end of a tough cycle approaches. This is full moon in Capricorn energy. So we're getting a lot of earth signs with these Taurus and Capricorn as well, helping to ground some of the more, what's the word I'm looking for? Transcendental energy of the air and the fire. So this helps to kind of stabilize a little bit of it. It's an end of a tough cycle, so this is a really great thing. And that's what I was seeing here with that 9 of Wands reversed. It's the end of a tough cycle. We're coming to that completion phase. And it's just that one final push to be able to move through into the next sort of cycle, the next layer of growth, the next layer of evolution. So we also have, oh, I love this, another Taurus energy coming up here. We have prosperity lies ahead, which is the new moon in Taurus. So we have both Taurus energies here for this full moon reading. This I love because, again, we saw that with the 7 of Pentacles. Prosperity does lie ahead. There is a need to kind of make a practical plan, to start taking action, to maybe learn something new or start a new project or release something that is keeping you stuck in an old comfort zone, like I was saying before. But trust that this money is coming, the financial support you need is coming, trust that abundance is ahead, prosperity. And that doesn't necessarily have to be in terms of money. This can be wealth of time, a wealth of health, physical, you know, experiences, travel, connections with friends and family. There's so many different ways that we can express prosperity and experience prosperity. Cap and Taurus in your chart. Yes, great news for you. So these are coming up significantly at this time. So that's something to tune into, because yes, we do have prosperity lying ahead. It might not be something that you're experiencing just yet, but that's where you're moving towards with that 6 of Swords. So having the inner strength, the courage to face the fears, to create the changes, to move from a place that might feel familiar, and even though it's uncomfortable, into something that is much more pleasant, even though it's uncomfortable to make that initial jump into creating a change. Okay, now I'm going to grab some from the Crystal Mandala Oracle deck. This is another one of my favorites. And I'm going to pull more, but this one just popped out and I have to talk about it. So it's unconditional trust. And that's what I was talking about with, first of all, the 7 of Pentacles. It's asking us to kind of take a step back and trust that the work we've put in will bear fruit, that there will be results that will come from this, that the hard work that we're doing or that the changes that we're making are going to be for the positive or for our benefit. And then that Fool card is all about trust, right? So the Fool is trusting. Some people call him a fool because they see him as being gullible or ignorant, or, you know, he doesn't understand the world. But in the higher expression of the Fool, it's innocence. It's that aspect of innocence that allows us to trust, to have faith. You know, children inherently trust their parents because they love them unconditionally. So they experience that unconditional trust. It's only through maybe potentially negative experiences that they learn not to. Children ultimately trust the world. And it's only through learned experience that goes in the contrary direction, that they start to be distrustful or cynical or reserved, or feel the need to protect themselves. So we're getting back to that Fool energy where we can start to trust again. And this starts with us, right? We have to be the change that we want to see in the world. So that means you need to trust yourself and trust the universe that this will all work out. Everything is working out for you. It always has been. It always will be. Unconditional trust. Ascended Master, Mother Mary, and Celestite. And Celestite is a beautiful crystal. I actually have some right back there. It's kind of far away so you can't see it, but it was gifted to me by a friend before she moved to Scotland. And this unconditional trust is here to kind of remind us that, again, when we have faith, that is what creates courage, or can help to buoy our courage and create more of it, so that we can get through some of the more challenging experiences that come along with making changes, or switching things up, or deconstructing and reconstructing, that kind of thing. So unconditional trust is coming up here. Let's get some more cards from this deck and see what else is coming through for the full moon in Aries. Divine Rebel. Wow. Okay. So Ascended Master Kuan Yin and Pearl. Now it's interesting to me because Pearl is a very soft energy, as is the Ascended Master Kuan Yin. She's very soft, gentle, nurturing, very mother archetype type of energy. And this Divine Rebel is being matched with those in this card. And it's interesting that they've chosen to pair those together. So I want to focus on that a little bit here. So this is, again, it's the strength of gentleness, the strength of grace. It's not the strength of power over. It's the strength of power within that allows us to have this gentle act of rebellion, divine rebellion, rebelling against things that feel out of alignment with us, whatever that might be. Maybe it's the job that we're working. Maybe it's the people who we're around when it comes to our friend groups. Maybe it's the societal restrictions or mandates or anything like that that we don't feel aligned with. This is bringing up that energy of the Divine Rebel, but in a loving, gracious type of way. Now, again, that seems paradoxical because we think of grace and we think of rebellion as two completely opposite sides of the spectrum. But what if we could put them together? What if we could use those as one energy? Rebelling through love, rebelling through connection, rebelling through trust of our unconditional multidimensional self, rebelling by connecting to our own strength rather than needing that support network from the outside. Of course, connections and support from outside is important, but having only that and no inner strength, there's going to be an imbalance. So we need to have both. Let's grab one more here from this deck, and then we'll see what else. Oh yeah, we've got two more. Oh, I love this. We have Passion of the Lion Heart, Goddess Sekhmet, and Fire Agate. So lots of fire energy here. And I was talking about Sekhmet a little bit in the most recent energy update that I did. So if you guys haven't seen that, hi Kelly. If you guys haven't seen that, you can check that out. I channeled some information in a client session that I had, and it went into some of the Ascended Masters or the archetypes therein that you can work with through this time, and also some specific angels that came through that wanted to be of support to not only the client, but also to the collective at this time. So this Passion of the Lion Heart, again, it's that courage. I keep seeing in my mind's eye the cowardly lion. It's like we're finding our courage. The cowardly lion, he's a lion. He's meant to be, a carnivore. He's meant to be powerful and strong and dominant, but he's gentle and he's loving. And I think that's a beautiful trait that he has. That is his strength. He was strong all along, and he was strong for the ones that he loved. He loved so deeply that it gave him courage despite his fear. And this is really the essence of this full moon. It's finding our courage in grace, in love, in gentleness that allows us to have strength. So again, these two sort of seemingly opposite polarities are really just one thing. It's one expression, and when we choose to express it through that perspective or through that energy. And goddess Sekhmet is fantastic for destroying the things that don't work. She burns away everything. It's like this phoenix energy. It's very chaotic and destructive, but at the same time, it allows for a rebirth. And her opposite, the other side of her personality is Bastet, which is the nurturing mother, the caregiver, the lover. And so this is part of that energy as well. Again, having duality. We live in a dualistic universe. We live in a dualistic three-dimensional reality. And so we get to play with the concepts of duality. We get to explore and experience the duality and to understand, because we have those polarities to compare. If we didn't have darkness, we wouldn't understand light, and vice versa. You know, if we didn't have lack, we wouldn't understand abundance. So we have to have these dualistic aspects to be able to really conceptualize and understand experientially how these opposites are connected and how that impacts us. Lastly, hi Leanna, welcome. It's okay, you're late to the party. Again, I didn't give much notice for this reading. I did post it on Instagram, so that if you guys are interested to see kind of when I'll be going live, follow me on Instagram and check out my stories. But I also post it here on the community board. So last card we have here is Meaningful Sacrifice, Ascended Master Jesus and Rose Sophia. So Jesus, right? He sacrificed for our sins, if that's the storyline that you follow or that's what you believe in. I believe Jesus is a representation or an archetype of strength and inner trust and compassion. He is the divine aspect of compassion, and through that compassion, he was powerful. And people sought to kind of squash that power, but he was willing to sacrifice everything because he knew that this life was not all that there was. The one life that he did live within the incarnation was not all that there was. He understood the concept of reincarnation because he understood the concept of energy. He understood the concept of transmutation. He understood the concept of grace. And so he was able to make that sacrifice to be able to shift. Now, I don't think that he necessarily cleared the sins of humanity, but he brought awareness to them. He brought awareness to the concept of being out of alignment, which is what I think sinning is. I don't believe in sins. Let me just put that on the table because I don't want to beat around the bush of that. I don't believe that you can sin. I believe that we are allowed to dabble in all expressions of energy, both dark and light. All the polarities are available to us within this dimension. And it's what we choose to interact with. It's how we choose to channel it. It's how we choose to express. And sometimes we make mistakes or we choose things that aren't aligned, but there's always a reason. There's always a reason behind it, whether we understand that reason consciously or not. The subconscious is choosing it for a reason, or the soul is choosing it for a reason, or both. So this meaningful sacrifice to me, coming up around this full moon energy, this kind of speaks to me of sacrificing something that you know doesn't work for you anymore. It's like it's out of alignment with you. It's something that needs to be let go of. And it's not a sacrifice that you will be unhappy making, not the way that Jesus did, I hope, right? So it's not something that you have to give up that you want. It's more so giving up the things that you are attached to that don't actually serve you. So it's releasing attachment. It's sacrificing some of those egoic needs or those fears, because attachment is born of fear. Let me just say that. Connection is born of unity, trust, love, vulnerability, and attachment is born of fear, usually fear of lack, fear of loss, any of those types of things, right? The survival fears, the very innate sort of base level root chakra fears. And both of these are sort of reddish orange, so that's root and sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is our emotional expression, our divine expression, our connection with our primary caregivers, and our sexuality. And then the root chakra is our connection to survival and to our tribe, to our community. So we're sacrificing, or we're being called to have the courage to sacrifice attachments that don't serve us anymore, to kind of step out of the comfort zone that is really not very comfortable. It's just comfortable because it's familiar. The human brain tends to kind of attach to things that are familiar because even if it's uncomfortable or painful, you know, it's familiar and therefore it's comfortable. It's more safe. So the brain does this a lot. I work with this a lot with clients, specifically doing counseling and things around attachments, attachment mechanisms, spiritual attachments, emotional attachments, all that kind of thing, and how and where it stems from and how to clear it. So this sacrifice, again, it's kind of reiterating what I was picking up on when we were pulling the tarot cards. It's sacrificing things that we don't actually need, or that are holding us back, or that are detrimental in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so I'm feeling called to this last deck, so I'm going to pull a few more oracle cards, and they want me to show you this for some reason. I think that this is carnelian or jasper. I don't remember. I've had this for so long, but this is a red root chakra crystal and sacral chakra as well. So again, these two types of energies that they're bringing up again. So doing work on, okay, so far, here's the chakras that have come up. The root chakra, the solar plexus, the sacral chakra, and the throat chakra. So I think these are the main ones that we're working through in this full moon and moving forward through the next lunar cycle. If you guys need help with your chakras, I specialize in chakra clearing, alignment, and anything else to do with the energy body and the energy system. So you can check out the information in the description box below if you'd like to book a session or reading with me. But yeah, so connect with the energy of this crystal if you guys are needing a little bit more grounding or to be able to express your emotions. The sacral chakra is also about creativity and expression. So if we hold that energy in because we're in fear of how that expression will be received, or in any kind of a judgment or attachment to being accepted, then we don't end up, is it Jasper? Yeah, okay, thank you. Then we don't end up taking that action and putting ourselves out there and doing something that would be really beneficial, really pressure relieving. They're showing me a bottle with a cork on it and there's fizz on the inside, and it's like you need to release the pressure or it's going to explode. And that's what this Aries full moon is. It's bringing a welcome release of this pressure. If you don't consciously work with this energy, it will explode. And so that's why some people who are less self-aware will experience this in terms of aggression directed to them or expressed from them. But those of us who are self-aware and willing to work with this energy consciously, it's really an opportunity to express, to create, to get that energy out, because it's so frenetic and it's in there and it's bubbling and it needs somewhere to go. So express it through the sacral chakra. Create safety in your root so that you feel confident in your ability to express. Again, we're incorporating all the chakras here. Confidence in and stability and security, solar plexus and root. Creative expression, physical movement, sacral, and authenticity, self-expression, communication, throat. Okay, so we're tying it all together here. Now, before we jump into the readings for you guys, because at the end of the session, I'm going to go up until about an hour. And we're at, what, 43 minutes now. So I'm going to pull a couple more cards from here. And then after that, we will set aside some time for you guys so that you can ask any questions that you might have, or pull a card if you want some additional guidance from spirit pertaining to your specific circumstances through this moon or beyond. And I also will tune into energies as well if you guys want that. So I do card pull or energy. Okay. So I'm going to pull from the Archetype card, the Archetype deck by Caroline Miz, and we'll see what archetypes this full moon is bringing up. Okay, got a lot of archetypes for this full moon, so bear with me here. I'm just going to get these sorted out. Wow. Ooh. Okay, so the first one that came up is the Queen card, the Queen archetype. So the light attribute of the Queen is radiates regal feminine energy, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So again, this is kind of like the cowardly lion energy again, and not that that has anything to do with Queen energy, but that's what it's kind of reminding me of, is that the cowardly lion, he was more in his feminine expression. So the male is more dominant, more aggressive, assertive, that kind of thing. You know, there's polarities to those as well. So, you know, don't ream me out in the comments. But the lower vibrational toxic masculine can be aggressive and, you know, power over and that kind of thing. Whereas the feminine energy in its higher expression is about feeling very deeply. It's about sensitivity. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, so this energy is calling us again to that feminine. I've been talking a lot about the divine feminine. Again, in the last energy update I made, I talked about it. And I'm going to be talking about it more to come in the future as well. Not because I am a feminist, but just so you guys know that I am. And that means that I want equality for all. I want equity for all. It's not about women over men. It's working together. It's creating balance between the masculine and the feminine and having those higher expressions of both work together. But it's also because this is part of the new age of awakening that we're moving into with the new earth, with a lot of these aspects. So the Queen energy is coming up for all of us, not just females, males alike. We're tapping into that Queen energy, which is regal feminine, uses benevolent authority to protect others. It's a nurturing energy. It's protective. It's very receptive as well. And the other aspect that I want to talk about is the magical child. This one came up in the upright as well. So this is the positive expression of it, the light attribute. So seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. So again, that's that Fool type of energy, the magical child. It's the innocence that I was talking about in the beginning of the reading. If you guys missed it, you can always watch it again on the replay. So this is the innocence of connecting to that sacred, gentle spirit within that we all came into this world with. You know, we all came into this world with that, and we can return to that. We can reignite that within us. We just have to make that conscious effort to reawaken the magical child within, because yes, we're adults, but we are still children, right? You are not just your age now, you are also every age before it. You are layers, like the rings of a tree is what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. So you are not just that outer layer, you are everything that came before it. So yes, you are a magical child. And connecting to that, especially with that Queen energy, which is very motherly, is what I'm feeling from it. A very motherly type of energy. So the mother and the child. It's connecting back to that mother and child energy. Now, we also have in the upright Midas and Miser. This is coming up in the light attribute, so we're getting the Midas expression of this. The light attribute is entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold. Delight in sharing life's riches. So this is like the Midas touch. Everything that you touch turns to gold right now. So start creating, like I said. Use this energy, the inspiration that's going to come from this. Channel that energy effectively into things that you want to see more of in the world, or that you want to experience, or that you just want to create for the fun of it. Embrace that inner magical child. Not everything needs to be monetized. The child inside knows this. The child knows that we can do things just for the fun of it. There doesn't need to have to be any kind of reason. It's just because we enjoy it. But oftentimes when we step into our joy, when we step into our power in that way, that's our authenticity. Guess what that brings? Abundance. So it's kind of like it's a byproduct of that. It's not necessarily the intention, but that's what ends up coming from it. Now there's two energies that are reversed here. So these are the shadow attributes. So we have the Father card in reverse, and the shadow attribute of the Father is dictatorial control and abuse of authority. So again, we're looking at aspects of authority here. The Queen is benevolent authority, and the Father in reverse is dictatorship or tyrannical authority, with disregard for the safety or the well-being of those being controlled. And the queen is benevolent in her type of power, where she wants to protect and support those that she governs, like a mother, fostering growth and well-being in her child. So that's the difference here, and we're kind of stepping out of that toxic masculine cycle of control and authority that is very toxic and abusive and disempowering, and stepping into more of this feminine essence and at a collective level. Now, the last card we have here is the Exorcist. In the shadow attribute is the fear of facing your own demons. So the Exorcist is here through this full moon energy to help us to exorcise those demons. Again, I don't really believe in demons. I know that there are lower vibrational entities and energies. I work with them very intimately, doing clearing work and shadow work and things like that. But I don't really believe in like demons per se in the biblical sense. This fear, though, is of our own fear. The demons really are a personification or an anthropomorphized expression of our own fear and our own emotion. Hello, Salvador. Welcome to the reading. We got a little bit of time left here. So the Exorcist is here giving us the courage to face our own fears, or rather the full moon in Aries is giving us that warrior spirit to face our own inner demons, to face our own fears, because that's all that they are. It's just fear. That's it. Okay, so that's the reading for the collective. So now we've got a couple of minutes left. I'm keeping the personal sort of lifestyle readings a little bit shorter this time because I'm doing a juice fast right now over the last 3 days, which was prompted because I got my cycle around the full moon, which is normal for me. I usually get my cycle around the full moon. And when I have my cycle, sorry if this is TMI, but this is my authentic expression, okay? So bear with me. Usually when I get my cycle, I eat less because I'm in pain and I'm experiencing, my body's doing a big purge, a big cleanse. And so I just feel the need to rest and drink juices and liquids and things like that. And so I was guided by spirit to continue that. So let's keep going with that fast. So I'm doing a little bit of like liquid fasting, where I'm basically just focusing on the water and a little bit of juice, and then that's it. So my energy is a little bit lower, although it's actually pretty good considering. But I'm going to keep a little bit shorter today. And before we get into these, I do want to mention that I am going to be doing lives that are dedicated entirely to readings for you guys. Okay, we're going to do live readings, we're going to do energy readings, we're going to do card pulls, we can do some level of the Akashic and things like that as well. It's going to be by donation, and I'm going to announce that on my Instagram and here on YouTube in the community board as well. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully that'll be starting in November and going forward from there. So I'm excited. All right, guys. So let's take a look at some of your energies. I saw that Johnny wanted a card, so I'm going to start with you. Thank you so much, Johnny, for being here and for the donation that you sent. Okay, that's too many. So one card for Johnny, please. One card. Well, I keep asking for one and they're like, here's like 10, but here's 2, so we'll go with that. You have the Pueo, I hope I'm saying that right, which is the Hawaiian owl. Your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now, so pay close attention to signs and omens from them. So Johnny, this is an indication to connect to the owl energy, which is wisdom, knowledge, and insight from your guides. Pay attention to repeating synchronicities, patterns, symbols, animal totems, feathers, rocks, bugs, all of those things, they all have meaning. So just looking into those can be really, really helpful. And guys, if I don't end up getting to you in this reading, again, look forward to the next one, which I'll be announcing, and it'll be dedicated entirely to you guys. But also take the messages that I'm reading for other people and apply those if they resonate as well, because Spirit will often do that. They don't necessarily just give one message for one person. It's usually applicable to others. So Johnny, you also have Seagull. Now is the time for deep emotional healing. So seagulls are connected to the ocean's connected to the moon. So connect to your emotions through this full moon, connect to the darker aspects of the hidden internal subconscious realm as well. That's what the owl governs, and that will give you a lot of information. All right. Seeing license plate number 5522. So fives are change, divinely guided change, releasing things, sacrificing things so that you can create change and move forward. And twos are balance, stability, trust, and partnership, communication, collaboration. So that's beautiful. Detox energy as well, Kelly. Yes, energy for the past few days, throat chakra here, definitely. Salvador's got to rewind because you came in late. Oh no, so sorry about that. But we'll be doing these more regularly, guys. I want to get back onto my routine, my schedule, and really stick with that. So keep me accountable, guys, because I'm a one-woman show and it's hard to control this. You're welcome, Johnny. Okay, who else would like a card? Oh, I see Cassie asked for one a while ago. So Cassie, I'm going to pull a Monology card for you if you're still here. Hopefully you are. Let me know. Cassie, or Casey, I hope I'm saying that right. Cassie, you got, don't let your past hold you back. So Casey, or Cassie, don't let your past hold you back. This is the South Node energy that you're activating right now through this full moon. So this is definitely an opportunity for you to let go of some of those things that have been holding you back, especially things that you learned from past lives. So doing some karmic clearing at this time might be beneficial as well. The meaningful sacrifice is coming up connected to this. That's what I'm feeling anyway. So getting rid of some of those things from the past, karmic clearing and all of that can be fantastic. If you need help with that, I specialize in it. All of my information is in the description below. You can email me to book a reading or a session. But the South Node also represents your gifts, your experiences from past lives or from the past in this life that you can use to cultivate talents, skills, creative projects, things that you are very naturally gifted at. But it can also represent kind of where you become complacent because it's familiar. So again, a lot of the themes of the reading that we were talking about, so that's applying specifically to you. Okay, standing bear healing. I would love an energy reading, please. Grieving the loss of my dearest friend and needing help with having the courage to be visible in my life's purpose and prosperity. Thank you. Oh my God, standing bear, I am so sorry to hear that. I can 100% relate. I have lost my best friend. I also lost my mom in February of this year. But I actually had a dream about my best friend who passed, it'll be what, like 12 years ago now? Yeah, so, but she was in my dream last night. So that's interesting that that synchronicity is coming up for us right now, for the two of us here. So I'm going to pull you a card, and I'm also going to tune into your energy, okay? So standing bear healing. What messages would like to come through for standing bear healing? You got that Six of Swords. So this came up in the reading for this full moon. It's been coming up a lot in the collective readings that I've been seeing as well. So the Six of Swords is moving on from troubled waters, especially mentally. So this is kind of putting down some of that mental stress and strife, you know, kind of going around and around in circles and staying in situations that feel limiting. And you're moving into again, you will have the courage. You're needing help to find the courage, but you're going to be able to have that. You're going to be able to cultivate that within yourself. It might be catalyzed or awakened from another, but it's going to be you who creates it, and you can do that. So grieving is not an easy process. It can definitely create kind of a sense of stuckness or hopelessness that really, it's challenging. It's like carrying two big rocks, you know, it's like you got boulders strapped to your arms and you're trying to move forward. That's what it feels like to me. So I'm going to tune into your energy really quickly, standing bear, and just see what we can do. Maybe do a quick energy tune-up if we can at this time. Okay, yeah, lots in the heart chakra, but that's to be expected. It needs to come out. So grieving, allowing yourself to heal, to release, to feel the emotions of the pain. I know it's not comfortable, but just take some time, especially around this full moon. It's a great time for expressing emotion, for getting it out, for allowing it to purge and release. So what I do is I will literally lie on the floor and I will cry. And my mom's ashes are right there. oh my God, I can't point to it. It's right there. My mom's ashes are there. And so I'll lie beside her ashes and I'll just cry because I miss her. And that helps to relieve it. It's so painful to feel it, but it really helps. The deeper you go into that pain, the freer you will feel coming out the other side of it. And just remind yourself that you have the strength. The pain doesn't last forever. It comes in waves, but going through the wave is the only way to kind of get to the other side. So yes, I'm going to send a little bit of healing here to your heart chakra with some Reiki. So just open to receive that for your greatest and highest good. I'm going to do a little bit of emotional work here, just really, really quickly. This is by no means super in-depth or anything like that, but the Reiki is intelligent and it knows what to do, it knows what you need, and it knows where to go. There, okay. So that's clearing some of that heart chakra energy out right now. You can continue to do the work for that, okay? Sending you lots of love and support, all right? Casey, let's see what you said. Mentioning your liquid fast was also a sign for me. I used to fast frequently and recently called back into it. So it took so long to respond. I'm cooking. Oh, yay! That's awesome. What are you cooking? Okay, let's see. Asia Sheriff. Hey, can you please pull a card for me? Yes, I can, Asia. We're gonna use the Rider-Waite for you. One card for Asia Sheriff, please. Ooh, Asia, you got the 8 of Swords in the upright. So this full moon for you, Asia, is an opportunity to free yourself from limiting beliefs that you've been holding about yourself. So these are concepts, beliefs, thought patterns, really anything that is keeping you stuck or making you feel like you're trapped or that you don't have any other options. It's like, well, I can't do that because of this, or I can't do that because of this. Find what those are and dig a little deeper to find out what is the underlying motivation for that thought. What is it trying to keep you safe from? Because oftentimes when we tell ourselves we can't do something, it's often because somebody else has told us we can't do it, but it's also because there's fear in what it would bring out of us to actually do that thing, or what we would have to change, or what we would have to kind of step into, which is, again, having courage to face that fear. So this is an opportunity for you to get clarity here, so you can empower yourself. So self-empowerment is the theme for you, okay? Guys, I'm gonna do 2 more and then I've got to go because I can feel my energy start to go a little wobbly. Liesl Welsh, can you pull a card for me, please? Yes, I can, Liesl. Okay. 1 card for Liesl, please. Oh, wow. You got the Storm Wisdom card, Angel Raziel and Pietracite. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you got Storm Wisdom. So usually this card comes out when you're going through something that's challenging and it feels really chaotic, dysfunctional. It feels very challenging. But ultimately it's creating wisdom through the experience of that. So there's a reason for it. It's not arbitrary. It's there, it's happening for a purpose. And with that purpose, you will understand and you will gain a lot from that experience. So it's a blessing. It's a lesson and a blessing. And this can show up on the internal field, you know, the internal space where you're feeling just very chaotic and kind of pulled in all directions, but it can also show up in the external. Both are reflections of each other. So sometimes you'll get one and the other will be a reflection or vice versa. But yeah, basically this energy is a little bit tough to kind of weather the storm, but instead of fearing the thunderstorm, just go dance in the rain. You know, have fun with it, embrace it, because it's bringing you a lot of wisdom. It's bringing you a lot of strength. So step into that and honor that, okay? It might even bring you a lot of crown chakra activation, which is gonna help you to connect to spirit in some really profound, significant way. Okay, so that's for you, Liesl. I hope that that helps. Okay, so he's making sausage, gravy, and biscuits and scrambled eggs. Wow, that sounds yum. Asia, you're so welcome. Thank you for the heart. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. That is it for today. Like I said, I will be doing more lives that are dedicated to you guys, so stay tuned for those. We're going to do lots of fun energy readings. I also have lots of videos coming up. I'm going to make a money jar this week. Hopefully I can post that before the weekend. So I will be posting and sharing that video with you guys as well. And I have a couple of other things that I'm working on behind the scenes, as well as the November readings, so you can watch out for those, and so much more. So I'm really glad to be back. I'm really glad to be connecting with you guys and to be facing my fears, because let me tell you, this is not comfortable for me, okay? I am sweating right now. It's calm on the surface, but underneath, it's mom's spaghetti wants to come back out. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you so much. Thank you for your support. Thank you for liking the video. It helps to boost the algorithm and get me back rolling here, because I kind of, my rolling stone gathered some moss. So much love, many blessings. Thank you, Enrique, for the support. I appreciate that. Just doing my best, you know, and your best changes from day to day. And that's all you can do is just do your best. So you guys do your best as well. Happy new, or I almost called it new moon, happy full moon. And thank you. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.